Please excuse me for that burp. Okay, I'm going to change my location, which is basically just across the road, just to see if we can get any better views of what we're actually trying to find, which happens to be the e-scooters. So it's chasing e-scooters in London. They are being targeted right now. Targeted, trying to cross this road without dying. And yeah, they are being targeted, not just by myself, but by the law. The law are targeting them because it's really hard for them to tax them. So they're trying to get them all... it's actually a better view here. Shut up and tell me to shut up. And let's get back to viewing some, trying to spot some e-scooters. I've already seen some really good kinds, speedy ones as well here in London, so let's try and spot some more on camera. I think I'm going to take my mask down a little notch, just so people don't think I'm a terrorist holding a camera. That's better. It's really hard to spot the e-scooters, but when I first arrived here in Holborn, I'm here in Holborn, London, currently waiting for my pure electric scooter to be fixed, which is that store there. Waiting for them to call me so I can go and collect it because I had a puncture. So whilst I'm waiting for that to be fixed, I'm spotting some e-scooters who are being targeted by the law because it's hard for them to be taxed or insured, MOT, insured a lot, everything. So you know, because of that reason, undergoing a lot of speculation recently on the laws trying to stir the pot of restrictions right now, having them taken off of you, is what's going on right now, being confiscated by the police. Some certain police you don't have to worry about. So if you watch one of my videos on my channel, you can actually see that there are some civil police, and then there's the reinforced police. So there's a higher up police you need to worry about. Yeah, so when I first arrived here in Holborn, there was loads, I could see them, like loads and loads of e-scooters like flying around in the streets of London. And pretty much now that I've decided to switch my camera on and go live, I can't see a single one. I can't see any of them now. So I guess I'm going to talk for a little bit, and then when I see one, I'll spin the camera around. Main reason is because there's some really interesting, very interesting looking, the styles, the way they look. There's some built like all muscly e-scooters, and the other ones they're like thin and cheap. So and the only thing I would say about that is potholes is the main reason. I want to spread awareness about potholes, because there are a lot of potholes in the UK, and they are a trap for e-scooters, because the wheels on the e-scooters are very, very tiny, like 10 inches is probably go up a little bit more than that. Okay, we're gonna go over here now so we can actually see, because there's a bus stopped right in my sight. Probably thinking, I used to get worried about filming myself in public, but it doesn't bother me anymore, because I'm never going to see anybody. People that walk past me, passerbys, people that you see out in public, you're just never going to see them ever again unless you're got something in common and start talking or whatever, or they kidnap you or whatever. Hopefully I don't get kidnapped now, but I'm just saying, it doesn't really bother me anymore. People can look at me, but I'm not going to let that bother me. It used to bother me when I was younger, holding a camera, talking to it, what people think of me whilst I'm in public talking to a camera. It doesn't bother me anymore. People are going to look at you, so it doesn't bother me anymore. I'm here for a reason. I'm spotting, I'm going to probably make a video called chasing e-scooters in London. I'm going to use some clips from my live stream, 1080 filmed in 1080, live streamed in 1080. It's really nice to say that. It's pretty much, yeah, I wouldn't say the first time because I did a test recently, and yeah, it's it seems to be no e-scooters. The look, broom broom. No, the e-scooters tend to show up in shoals. I think the e-scooters are like a small fish, yeah, in a big sea, you know, in a big ocean, because basically if they all stick together, I would say that they're easier to be seen. So I don't understand why they do that, because they are being, like I said, they are being targeted by the law. You can get fined. You can get fined for riding an e-scooter in public, on public land, in London, in England, which is really ridiculous. And it's the same for Netherlands as well. They have a policy where you're not allowed to drive e-scooters in public. Here we go. Here's one. I think it's a big bike. It's like a cross between a bike. Just want to freaking spot one. A bunch of, you know, he was driving on the outside, so I couldn't really see him. That's a really shame, real big shame. I wanted to film that. It was like a crossbreed between a bike and a scooter. Yeah, really annoyed about that one, because I didn't really film it well. Like I said, driving on the outside of those side by side, those cyclists, whatever you want to call them. Anyway, I'm going to keep on plodding along to try and spot some. Oh, here we go. Here's one. You know what? I need to find e-scooter central in London. It probably is in central London, because that's where they're being targeted by the law, being confiscated, and then you have to pay money to try and get your e-scooter back. So they take them off you, and then you get fined, and you can even get 6 points on your driving license. 6 points on your driving license for driving a scooter, which is basically, a scooter is basically just a you know, a beefed up, you know, kid's toy, really, isn't it? You know, it's just got a motor on it, and you're not allowed to drive them in London or anywhere in England, but mainly central London, because that's the busiest part of the UK. I'll probably need to find, like I said, e-scooter central, because I don't think it's here in Holborn. No. It was when I first arrived, but now there seems to be, I can't really spot one, and when I do, it's really hard to film them, because they're either behind a bus or side by side on the outside, where I'm, you know, not able to actually film them properly. I want a shoal. That's what I want. I want a shoal of e-scooters. That would be nice, because that's exactly what I'm trying to film. But trying to film them is a little bit impossible right now. Where are they? Where are the e-scooters? They're all being scared. They're all worried about being caught. Maybe they're all taking the dark alleyways, you know, the unlit roads. Maybe they're taking the shortcuts to avoid being caught by the police. That's probably why they are driving on the pavements and dark alleyways, you know, all that through the shortcuts. But they are around. They are around. We're going to spot some. But I am going to try to, I'm going to check because it's been about an hour now. Surely my e-scooter that I put into the workshop has been fixed by now. I'm going to go back, because they haven't called me yet. It's probably because they're having a hard time getting the wheel off. Because I tried changing it myself. You know, the wheels are really hard to get off on the pure electric models. The pure air models, sorry. So I'm going to go to pure electric, which is here in Holborn, where you can get them fixed, the tyres changed. So yeah, that's where I've pit stopped my scooter right now. I'm going to go in there and see if it's fixed. Like I said, they've probably had a really hard time getting the wheel off, because when I tried getting the wheel off, I was either tightening it, you know, with the T30 tools that I bought, actually snapped in my hand. So I'm going to check if it's fixed.